Alright, thanks for joining me again. Today what I'm going to do is a review on the Master MFG, little broadcast sprayer, boom sprayer if you will. This is designed for an ATV rack, and I don't have an ATV currently, but I think it's a good option the way I've got it set up, and I'll show you that. I do have a lawn tractor, as you've seen in the video there, and other videos. So I originally didn't want to get one of these units because I didn't have a way to mount it on my lawnmower. I didn't want to buy the extra bracket to put it on lawnmower. Didn't want to have a sprayer, but I did want to broadcast 2,4-D in the yard to kill weeds and fertilize at the same time. I haven't had a whole lot of success with the broadcast granules, and it's pretty expensive. So I was trying this, and I can do regular applications and do other things. If I need to water a spot in the yard or whatever, I can do with that, or spray Roundup weed killer around the fence lines, whatever. So anyway, this unit here comes with the brackets. I think it's a little bit extra over just the spray with the wand. I haven't used the wand, I just used the broadcaster. Today was the first application, and I mainly wanted to talk about the broadcast boom sprayer. So this is, like, again, this is designed with brackets, and this mounts on the back of your ATV, and you can adjust this up. It has little spring latches, which I didn't know really all of the details in it. I just mainly wanted the broadcast setup and the higher flow pump. So this has a 2.2 gallon a minute pump. It seems like it does pretty good. I was running it at like 15 to 20 psi, and that I was going around 3 to 5 miles an hour, so somewhere between 13 and 11 gallons supposedly of spray per acre. Again, doing approximately probably an acre and a half if you subtract the house and the pond and everything. So everything seems to work as it should. The heads do tend to leak a little bit. I noticed it kind of drips out a little bit. And I just noticed after spraying 2 pints of 2,4-D, or whatever it is, it's 400 something. And I was doing my clean out. That's probably what you see here. I ran a clean out mix right here on the side where this section here, and then when I did my final rinse on it, I ran it over the concrete, and I noticed I had a swath about this large in the center that wasn't getting coated. So I might have stripes all out in my yard, which is some of the issue. You know, it's always an issue anytime you're doing this kind of application, is getting consistency. It's not, I mean, for the price, I think it works pretty good. It covered, when I measured on the cement, it was covering about an 8-foot swath, and it says 7 foot. However, I think I need to turn these heads in just a little bit to tighten that up and make sure I don't miss any in the center. They recommend 14 inches above the ground. I'm at 16, and again, this is adjustable. You can raise and lower this depending on the height. I have this set up on a Gorilla cart, and it works well. It's attached. I got the 2 ratchet straps came with the unit, and that works well. I don't have any leaks other than the ones at the ends here. I did try to tighten that up, and I didn't have success. I used a crescent wrench to hold this and just to try to tighten it by hand. There are filters inside here, but as long as you keep moving, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I have a 0 turn, which a lot of people do nowadays, and the hitch is so the motor is behind the seat, obviously, and so the hitch is farther back. And when you're using cart, it puts it even farther back. So I had an issue with the cable. So the cable is not long enough for this setup. If you were using it on an ATV, or if you had a rack on the back of your lawnmower, that would work good. I think it would be great. But all in all, without having to have this on my lawnmower, and it was usable, but what I would recommend is there's a plug right here on the pump. So you could just unplug this cable and get an extended cable, and then that way you could just sit at your seat and turn the pump on and off. Again, not being able to access the tank, the valve for the spray boom is right here, and so you have to pick this up to use the spray boom. So that is an issue when you're this far away. You probably saw that in the video. I'm far away, so I kind of actually had to turn the lawnmower, turn the pump on, and then go ahead and go forward with it. And this switch was actually behind, somewhere between the lawnmower and the cart. It did work fine, but if you're going to go ahead and get set up with this, just a note that you probably want to get an extended cable. If you had one with the little 2-prong plugs on it, then the one that has the male and female, that would work really well for you. Okay, so the wand sprayer, it seems to be okay. It's plastic. It's all plastic. Nothing is extra heavy duty. It's not leaking. I don't believe. No leaks. So it is kind of light duty here, and you might want to get a little better wand, but I'm sure it'll probably work fine. And if I have any issues, I'll go ahead and probably make another video when I try to spray some weed killer. I try not to use too much of this weed killer, but in my situation I have to do something to keep control. So that's that. All in all, a good unit, I think, for the first spray. I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll last a long time. I did have to move, the way this is set up, I did have to move the heads. Had to take the little stop nut off, the positioning nut, and actually turn the 90s to a different hole, because they would have been spraying up. They were positioned this way. So that's just a matter of configuring your setup the way mine is. The hose comes up from the top, and I probably need to put a tie wrap here just to hold it. What else? If you weren't going to use the boom, you could, it looks like a garden hose right here, so you could have a plug and just screw that in, a cap, I'm sorry. Screw that in, and then you could just use the wand if you want to do that. I'm not sure exactly what I'll end up doing. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good unit. You have to assemble everything, and the instructions are not perfect, but if you have any kind of knowledge about putting things together, I think most people can accomplish the task. So I think that's it. Again, this is a Gorilla cart that I've got this set up in. And I'm not sure if this will stay focused, but it's a Gorilla cart. It has a dump bed. It's rated for 1,200 pounds. I don't know that the cart, if you know, I mean, it's solid, but I don't know if you put 1,200 pounds in it. But whatever. The wheels do really well. Even with this, with 15 gallons in it, it held up well. Rolled all over the yard. No issues. So this is just an option that you can use if you decide to go with this boom sprayer and to, you know, spread fertilizer in your yard. All right, I think that about wraps it up. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next video.